actually there is very little to add to this moving story that we just participated in. This story, along with the resurrection, formed the nucleus